Welcome to another summer edition of Wayne State Football. I'm Sports Information Director Jeff Weiss, and joined today by Head Coach Paul Winters. Thanks for taking time to speak with us, Paul.
It's always my pleasure.
This edition, we're going to talk about the running backs. Obviously, we'll start with the tailbacks. Quite a group returning there with Desmond Martin, Jay Hayes, Christian Burks, and a young man who redshirted last year, Romello Brown. And then we can talk about some of the other guys as well. But give us your thoughts heading into camp with that quartet coming back.
Well, I think, first of all, running back's always been a positive for us. I don't think it'll be any different this year. You start with Des Martin, who's a fifth-year senior who has done some extraordinary things, and really the only person that's been able to stop him in his entire career is me, not giving him the ball enough. He's an outstanding talent. He's probably the biggest blend of talent and size and speed that we've had. I mean, he's a 220-pounder that is a 4'5", 4'6" guy, and has the ability to really carry us throughout the game.
And has made some long runs in the past.
I think he has a 90-something yard run as a redshirt freshman. I mean, he's done it on the field.
Jay Hayes is another guy who not only can run the ball, catch it out of the backfield, and also return kicks. What do you expect from Jay this fall?
Well, I'm excited to have Jay back because, he's an explosive athlete. And the thing about Jay, probably more than any other running back that we have, he's a great receiver out of the backfield. Made some tremendous catches for us in his career for big plays and for touchdowns early in this season last year. We just need to find a way to get him the ball. We're very excited about him.
You have kind of a little scat back, and Chris Burks coming back. Not a real big guy, but definitely has big heart.
He's not tall, but he's thick. He's a big, strong guy. Really, he's just not. He's vertically challenged, but he's a probably 185-pound muscle. So he's a strong guy.
Is he somebody that we might see also returning kicks with Jay? I know he did a little bit of that last year.
I think Christian and Jay both will be back deep for us returning, and they have multiple things that they do for us in the special teams, so they're very important.
One of the gentlemen that stood out in the spring game was a true freshman last spring named Romello Brown. Talking about another thick guy. But, he was running out of the backfield, making one-handed catches along the sideline.
Yeah, that wasn't something we had seen from him either, so that was really good. Romello was outstanding. He's a 230-pounder, the thickest running back that we have, and he's explosive. He works very hard. He just really wants to be great, and that's all you can ask for from your guys. He wants to be a great football player, and he's willing to work very hard to be that. And he's kind of hung around Desmond here the last year and just watched what he does and is learning from him, and I think that's great. And he's gonna push those other guys, and Romello's gonna play for us without question.
Sounds good. You also, adding depth, you have Rabia Beydoun, then you have a freshman coming in, Deonte Nichols. So it sounds like Deonte, I've heard, is another speed burner.
Deonte's a little bit different from the rest of the guys. He's a little bit more of a speed guy. Great receiver. He was used as much in high school as a receiver as a running back. So he has the ability to be a return man for us and to catch the ball out of the backfield, and he can take it all the way. He gets the ball and he's instant. He's special, and I think he's probably a little bit stronger than people give him credit for. So he'll be a tremendous player for us in the future.
In the past, we've had Chet Privet at fullback. Now this year, you've got Sean McAuliffe and a couple of younger guys, and Jason McCausland, Garrett Wiska, and Al Saad. What do you expect from the fullback position this year?
Well, before I go to the fullbacks, don't let me forget Robbie, because
okay.
I just kind of went on.
Sorry about that.
No, that's my fault. Robbie, he had some injury problems here after the spring. But he's a tremendous worker, and we expect him to help us in a lot of different ways because he's also another good receiver and possible return man. At the fullback position, we've got a guy who started as a defensive tackle, and he's slimmed down a little bit since those days. But you talk about tough and physical, hard-nosed football. That's what kind of player he is. Sean McAuliffe. He played quite a bit last year, even more so the year before, and gives us a 250-pound fullback that, can open up some lanes for our tailback. So we're very excited about him, and he's caught the ball better. So he's worked at his game and worked to improve. And
He always reminds me that his lone catch has gone for a touchdown. So.
Yeah, it's funny when he caught that touchdown. I called the play, and as soon as I called the play, one of the coaches was like, "That's Bear," and I was like, "Oh, we're going to throw it to Bear," and he caught it. So he's done a good job, and those other young guys are all really fighting really hard to be in a position to play.
And speaking of tailbacks, earlier this week on SportsCenter, we had a unique situation with two former Wayne State tailbacks. One, Jaden Hayes of ESPN SportsCenter interviewing Joy Bell. What did you think of that?
I thought it was awesome. I thought it was great for the university to see what Wayne State graduates can do. On a national level, you have an ESPN SportsCenter sportscaster and a tailback for the Detroit Lions. I think that's pretty impressive. And the fact that they were at one point in the same room, in the same meeting room, I got to give a lot of credit to their position coach, whoever that is.
Whoever brought him in. So, no, that was quite a neat thing, and I'm sure a lot of Wayne State people were very proud to see that on SportsCenter last Sunday. Thank you for watching this edition of the Wayne State football program Spotlight on Running Backs. Stay tuned for future position breakdowns.